Hey guys, today we are testing out SABRENT's 8-port 252 watt USB charger. This thing is a beast. Hey guys, so I have an interesting product for you today. This is SABRENT's 252 watt 8-port USB charger, and they sent this out to me for free to review for you guys. Now, I haven't actually heard of SABRENT before, maybe some of you have, but when I kind of looked into the details of this product, it looked quite high-end. So I thought it might be worth checking out and sharing with you guys. And although it comes in at a bit of a higher price point, I'll put that up on screen for you now. I think this does still offer quite a competitive value for all of the features included, and they're quite numerous, so I'll run through some of them now briefly before we do the unboxing. But of course, you've got your 8 ports. You've got two USB-C ports here, which are capable of drawing up to 100 watts. And the way this works is it's kind of split into two lanes here, so you've got two sides. So if you use to plug in a USB-C this side and one this side, you can draw 100 watts on both of them. If you plugged two USB-Cs on just this right side, you wouldn't be able to draw 100 watts from both ports. But the total capacity of this, as I said earlier, is 252 watts. Now, how that's divided up amongst all of the ports is going to depend on various things, on what you've got plugged in and where. So if you want to know the full specifications on exactly what each port can draw, depending on what you've got plugged in each side, do look that up because they're quite comprehensive on showing you what this thing is able to do. But this thing also supports a ton of fast charging standards. So it supports PD 3.0. It also supports PPS, which is programmable power supply. It supports Quick Charge 4.0 and Quick Charge 3.0. It supports AFC adaptive fast charging, SCP, which is the supercharge protocol for Huawei devices, and it even supports Apple's 2.4a and BC 1.2. So a lot of fast charging standards packed into this. It even has a screen on the top, which I'll be demonstrating for you as well. We've got a Kensington lock on here on the bottom, and you might be wondering what for. Well, this even comes with a mountain bracket, so you can put this onto a wall. So this thing, although quite compact, it feels kind of slightly industrial. You could use this in like a workshop or a space where you've got loads of cameras and equipment that you need to charge. It's got these little rubber feet on the bottom as well, which stops it moving around. And another feature that this has, which I think is really cool, is it has this removable power cable here at the bottom. And what this means is, since this is able to support 110 volts to 240 volts, as long as you have the right power adapter for this and the right plug, you can use this in Europe, in America. As long as you have the right cable, then you should be able to use this in almost all places. So very versatile, very powerful, compact, looks professional. I think this could be a good one if you're in the market for a powerful USB charger that's probably going to last you a while and be pretty adaptable. So let's jump into the unboxing and then I'll demonstrate this for you guys. Let's go ahead and get this thing unboxed. Comes in a nice box. Tells you all of the features. So the main unit's got a lot of heft to it. Nice quality finish. We got our little cutouts on the back for our mountain bracket, which I'll show you in a second. I think we got a film on the screen we need to take off as well. Let's just see what else is in here before we look at that anymore. So we've got our power cable, which is just a standard kettle lead. It's nice that we can unplug this whenever we want to, and it's not permanently attached to the unit, so you could replace that if you have any kind of issues with it. Here's your back plate. This is plastic, unfortunately. At least it has a plastic feel to me. It doesn't feel like metal. We got some raw plugs as well, and even some screws, so we can mount this bracket to a wall. This is really nice, gives the product a more premium feel, especially if you want to put this in like a workshop, or you've already got kind of shelf system you're using, where you've mounted a bunch of your stuff. Got some little rubber feet on the back, which should stop this thing sliding if you've got it on a desk, which I might do. I haven't decided how I'm going to mount this yet. It's got really nice heft to it. We've even got a little key lock under here, which I believe locks the main mount on the back, so someone can't just come along and just pull this off a wall if you have this, somewhere where people might be able to see it, which is a really nice extra feature. So what I'm going to do is power this on, and we're going to do a little demo and plug in a bunch of stuff and see what kind of charging speed we get. I want to quickly mention, I'm a little bit disappointed by the length of this power cable. It seems to be about 1 meter long. So if you need to run this a bit of a distance, you probably are going to need to get a longer cable. I will try and get the exact measurement for this and put it up on screen for you. But just bear that in mind, the standard cable that comes with it isn't really that long. So I'll show you the kind of temporary way I've run this on my setup here. So this is my PC setup. You see, I don't have a ton of room because I got quite a lot of stuff on my desk that I use pretty frequently. And I've just fed the cable down the back, and this is simply resting on the top. Now, because the cable is only able to come or plug into the bottom, I should say, I can't really lay this on my desk if it was facing this way, because the cable would kind of be trailing like this, which kind of hurts my OCD brain. I guess that is an option though, because it doesn't look as bad as I thought it would. I'm just going to leave it like that for now. Don't recommend doing it this way, because if I forget and pull the desk out, that's going to fall down. So I'll probably come up with a better way of doing it at some point. But yeah, let's plug some things into this and see how it performs. But you can see it blends perfectly in my all black setup, which is nice. And it looks really smart. I really like the screen as well. You do have to power that on manually by holding this button for 2 seconds, and it will switch off after a certain period of time of inactivity. But yeah, I'm gonna plug some things into this and see how it performs. So let's just set the camera down. Now, the first thing I'm gonna plug in is, I have this 25,000 milliamp hour power bank, and the cool thing about it is it's able to charge at 100 watts. So let's see if this thing can actually charge it at that. And just so you know, I'm using a cable that is definitely compatible. This one goes up to 240 watts. So let's plug this in and see what happens. Now, I'm assuming this is going to ramp up like most charging things do. They don't just shoot up to 100 watts straight away. So that is now plugged in. You can see we got some flashing saying it's charging. We're already up to 63 watts. So that is ramping up pretty fast. I think this power bank is able to charge to full in a bit over an hour if it gets the full wattage. So we're still at about 60 watts there. So let's go ahead and plug in something else. I'll get one of my oldest smartphones. So we're going to plug in a smartphone here, which is capable of fast charging. You'll see we instantly get that reading. Now there's also an additional feature in this as well. So if we tap the center button, we can actually go in and see even more details on the voltage, the current, and the temperature. And I believe the time at the bottom is the total charging time. So if we press it again, so it goes down and then over to the next USB-C. So this is the power bank here, been charging for 2 minutes. Assuming if we keep going, it's going to cycle back to the main screen. There we go. So we still got 63 watts on the power bank, and that is currently at 9%. Now 10%. This screen is really nice because what it's enabling me to do is when I plug stuff in, see if they actually charge at what the manufacturers say they're able to charge at. Because I'm really interested to see this power bank, when it said it could charge at 100 watts, that sounded really impressive to me. So out of interest, I really want to see if this at any point actually gets even close to 100 watts. But let's introduce some more complexity. I'm going to plug in a Kindle here, which will probably charge at a pretty low voltage. But this is a USB-A, and that's immediately gone to 2.1 watts. And another really cool thing I've seen people mention about this charger is, unlike a lot of multi-chargers like this, when you plug in a new device, quite often they kind of rebalance, and I don't really understand the electrical or technical terms for it, but the kind of rebalancing, it can cause the products that you already have plugged in to kind of stop charging for a moment as the circuitry or the chip inside the charger kind of does something, essentially. And what this means is, if you have something plugged in to this charger that you never want to power off, maybe because it's running some kind of operation, but you want to be able to plug in a new product, you're not going to have the issue of that piece of equipment that you don't want to lose power, losing power. So it seems like they thought of quite a lot in this charger. So here are all the products I've got plugged in. You can see I've got the power bank going here. It's already up to 16%. I've got my smartphone, which also says it's fast charging. Okay, we've got a little motor for my protein mixer. Let's plug that in on the side that's charging the power bank. So we got 1.8 watts. Let's cycle through these so we get some more details. So this one's at 9.2 volts, 1.3 amps. It's been 10 minutes. I think that was the first one actually, it wasn't the first one. That was my smartphone. Let's go through to the power bank and see what that one's at. So this should be the power bank, 20.2 volts, 3.1 amps, and that's been going 12 minutes. Temperature is 36 Celsius. It's really cool that it gives you the actual charging temperature as well. So here's our huge spaghetti mess of cables. And we've got this little, what looks like a vent here on top. And so far I don't feel any heat coming out of it. And the unit itself doesn't feel hot. So it seems I was wrong about this charging temperature, because each one is showing the same temperature. So this must be the temperature of the charging unit itself, not the device, which was what I assumed wrong at first. But you can see we've been charging for about 30 minutes, and it's definitely got warmer, but it's not hot to the touch. It's just a very comfortable warm temperature. Obviously the internal is pretty hot at 48 Celsius. All right, so we've put this through its paces, and while I don't have equipment that can fully use the full 100 watts from this product, hopefully I've been able to demonstrate it reasonably well and show you some of its features to give you an idea of what this thing is capable of. But as I said at the start of the video, I think although this is a bit of a pricier USB-C charging product, I think for all the features that this has and for how well-rounded and versatile it is, I actually think that it offers quite good value for money. If you look up just a 100-watt USB charger, they can often range from 40 to 50 to 60 pounds. I've sometimes even seen them for more, and that might only have 1 to 4 USB ports. So when you consider the price of this, I think as an overall package, it still offers good value for money. But let me know down below, guys, is this something that you could see you using yourself? And do you think it's worth the price? But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing for more videos like this one. And of course, I will see you in the next one.